Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Messages from Above with Toni G. Toni is a world-renowned psychic medium. She has had the gift of being a psychic medium and channel her entire life. Toni hosts 2 TV shows, Create a Life You Love and Psychic Medium Toni G. She is also the author of 5 books. Being a healer and a hypnotist as well, it is her purpose and her passion to help you in every way she can. Phone lines are open now. Call in 858-365-5593 and let Toni answer your questions about life, love, finances, or help you connect with a loved one on the other side. Enjoy the show. Good morning. Welcome to Messages from Above with Toni G. I am Toni G. So we are halfway through September, and where are you? What's going on with you? What's your state of mind? What is your perspective of the future right now? Most people I know and most people I talk with are very, very optimistic, extremely optimistic, and have a tremendous amount of faith and hope that everything is always going to be okay, work out for the best. There's a reason for everything. So what I want to know as we go through this process, not only the rest of this year and from almost the beginning of this year through this process, where are you? Emotionally, mentally, physically, psychologically, there have been a lot of twists and turns this year that have really tested us in many different ways on many different levels. And I say tested us because that seems to be the most seemingly appropriate term. I don't even know what other term I could use. Challenged. It's not like we can pass or fail this, so maybe challenged is a better word. And the one piece of guidance I would give is keep your faith, keep it strong, keep that knowing no matter what happens. No matter what happens, keep your faith so strong, your knowing so strong that everything is going to work out. Remember, our beliefs create our reality. And as we keep our beliefs and our faith strong, that everything is going to work out and be okay, and we're going to move forward in a very positive way, that eventually everything will be normal. Not this bullshit new normal they're talking about. This is not going to be it. This is an agenda. Never forget the agenda behind this. But it will go to a place of almost a reset. And from that point, we will have control again. We will have power again. And I really, really, really try to be very careful of what I say during the show for many, many, many different reasons. First, I don't like hate email. I don't like people telling me I should die and I'm stupid. But so far, many, if not all of the predictions have been right on. And but when you start talking about things and you bring the word, if you bring in certain words, just one word will make or break a person's decision about your comment before you even make your comment. For example, and the reason being is because we're so entrenched in our belief systems. We're so programmed in our belief systems. And we can't be wrong. We don't want to be wrong. We've been trained all of our life to be right, to not make mistakes. And so as adults especially, we can't be wrong about the choices that we make. So what I'm going to say is, if I were to say what's going on right now is an act of God, most people would be like, oh, my God, but why would God do this? Well, you know what? God wouldn't. God wouldn't. Okay, God wouldn't. It's not an act of God. But if I said this is an act of mankind, people would be more prone to believe it. But then the moment I would say political or religious, so much fear comes into people that I'm going to say something that goes against what their personal belief system is, that they shut down and they start coming up with defenses before another word comes out of my mouth. But now let me take that into another area, relationships, because isn't that what we do in our relationships too? Every relationship with our family, our friends, our partners. The moment we start having a discussion and a sensitive area is hit, or we feel like we have to defend ourselves, we stop listening and we're coming up with our answer. Now, this has been scientifically proven time and time again, over and over again. So what I'm going to say to you and ask you to do is look at everything, absolutely everything, in your personal life, in your professional life, in the world from an outside point of view, and ask the question, why? Why? Why is this going on? What caused this? Why? Because in the question why, if you ask not once, not twice, not three times, by the fifth time you ask why, because we answer our own questions, we do. Inevitably, our logical mind, which has been programmed by our upbringing in us, as soon as we say, why this, our logical mind is going to spit out an answer. And it's our programmed answer. By the time we say the fifth why, we're getting an unprogrammed answer. We're asking into new territory. And if you don't believe me, that's okay. Run an experiment and prove me wrong. Run an experiment on any topic in your life and prove me wrong. Humans have been trained by their parents, by their bosses, by their teachers for how long? For as long as they've been on this plane, in this physical body. Those programs are so entrenched in us that until we start asking why over and over and over again, not with the objective to blame. This is very, very important. Not with the objective to blame, but rather the need to understand. Our program cannot change, ergo our world will not change. If everybody keeps thinking the way they're thinking, the world will continue as we see it. Now, I want to do this, and I want to tell you, the version of this world that you see is not the version that your neighbor sees, or that your friend sees, or that somebody in your family sees, or a stranger sees. We all have our own version of this world that we see. And on any given day, it changes. It goes from one version to the next. Some days the world's a completely safe and beautiful place. Other days it's a hot mess that needs a Tylenol, right? That's our world. The way we see it from every spectrum. I'm going to tell you, if you start asking why, you will change your programming and you will start getting better answers and you will get understanding, and understanding is answers. Answers aren't everything, and excuses are nothing. Excuses are past programming coming to reinforce mostly bad behaviors that we accept. But the moment we ask why and we're willing to see a new truth, a new way, something that makes more sense, is the moment everything starts to change. Okay, so I like to start the show with a clearing, and I am going to do that. We are going to start with a clearing today, and this clearing. See, now I want to prove a point here. I lost callers on this conversation. I never lose callers. I lost callers on this conversation. What was said that triggered them? What went out of their comfort zone that they weren't even willing to listen to that channeling? Someplace in their mind, it pushed their boundary, their comfort zone. Was it when I said political? I wasn't watching the switchboard. I don't know. But something triggered them, prompted them to have to say, no, I can't even hear this part of it. Okay, so that's an interesting little fact right there. But the good news is, folks, there's room on my dashboard now, so call in. I'm going to be taking callers during this show. When I say your area code, please say your name and where you're calling from, and we will get started. One question per person, please. 313, you are first. Hello, how are you today?
Good, how are you?
Hi.
My name is Sherelle. I'm calling from Michigan.
Hey, Sherelle, we're kind of neighbors. We're state neighbors.
Yeah.
I'm from Wisconsin. So what's
really?
your question for Yes, absolutely, yes.
Yes, my question is, I was just like messages from the other side regarding a job or anything. Yeah, go ahead.
No, that's okay. So first I want to ask you, regarding a job, let's start there. I want to tell you that work is coming in. They're not using the term job, but they're using the term work. Which is interesting because this could mean, I'm asking them questions as we are talking.
Okay.
So I get the feeling that you, if you did so choose, could be self-employed. Now,
really?
Self-employed. Yeah,
because I have 2 jobs already. I have 2 jobs already, but I'm just kind of really tired of them both. Especially my first job. I've been there 4 years, and I'm just ready for a change.
So you're a little burnt out, and you are. Yeah, and when you're working 2 jobs, it's sometimes difficult to get the amount of rest, and you always feel like you're in the struggle. So I forgot to start with a clearing. So I'm going to say we're in survival mode. I get a yes. Let's clear that, and we're struggling, and I think everybody in the world is struggling right now in a different way. So we're going to clear that too. Now, I'm going to tell you, if you wanted to, you could be self-employed, which is different than owning a business sometimes. Self-employed can be somebody who is, I'm going to give you a number of different examples. So I'm not telling you what to do here, but sometimes people who do nails, sometimes people who have daycares, sometimes or just watch a couple of kids for friends and family. Sometimes people who flip cards, not on the street saying find the queen, it's your lucky day, not that kind of flipping cards, like tarot readers. Sometimes, now you do have, and I'm hearing that you are extremely spiritual, and you do have some spiritual gifts, but you understand that sometimes you do. Yes, you do. And you understand it, but you don't always think about it in a way of putting it to work for you. You think about it as something that's there and kind of,
I do, but I don't know how to tap into it. I don't know, what the door, what is my strongest gift. I don't know how to tap into it, really, to be honest.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you, you have, it's never one gift and we all have it. It's a matter of how much we pay attention to it. So I always like to use this example and to help people in this way. If you go to the gym and you only work your biceps, your triceps are never going to get anything, your shoulders, your chest, they're never going to get any muscles. But the more you pay attention to it, the more you work it, the more it is going to.
But I don't know what gifts I have in order for me to pay attention to it. You get what I'm saying?
You do, though. You do know what gifts you have. You don't need validation on this. You know what gifts you have. You know where you get your clarity. You know where you get your answers. You sometimes know things. You sometimes understand things. You don't need me to say it out loud. You know. And what they're saying is there's a game you can play. It's not a game, but I always say play with your gifts. Play with them. Make it fun. Don't get serious. The more fun I have during a reading, the more information floods through me. The moment I start, if somebody tries to test me or trick me, I shut down right away. I don't know what it is, but if they go, what was their favorite color? I'm like, I don't freaking know what their favorite color. I freak out right away. I do. I don't know what's. I go to my logical mind instead of my spiritual mind. So, I say ask questions about people, places, and things, and make them yes/no questions, and see when the answers. Write it down, and when the answers come through, see how many of them you hit correctly. Okay. Now, I'm just going to give you a little piece of info. It doesn't work for the lottery. Don't ask me how I know. No matter how many times you try to guess those numbers, that's a destiny thing more than a intuitive thing. And people always call me, can you give me the lotto numbers? I'm like, would I be taking random calls if I could give the lotto numbers out?
Right.
I'm joking on that. I'm joking. But here's what I'm going to say. For you and everybody listening, take the time to, ask, am I going to, one of the things, am I going to hear from so-and-so today? The answer you get, write it down. And then am I going to, ask little questions about yourself? And then, like, if you have loved ones going through stuff, just say, are they going to come out of this okay? Everybody comes out of everything okay, so you should hear yes, okay? So I'm going to say just start doing those test questions. Trust yourself. Trust your answers. Your intuitive abilities could be stronger. Your intuitive abilities will be stronger if you just focus in on that. And focusing in on it means allowing yourself to trust. It's trust. Trusting it. Now, I can do 20 clients a day and get spot-on answers for them, but then when I ask for myself, it's all over the board because I don't know why. I just can't get those answers for myself, right? But most intuitives I know can't because we're personally invested then. It's not fun. It's like, oh, my God, da-da-da-da. So I'm going to tell you, play with it. And go into a state of, it doesn't have to be full-on meditation. People think it has to be full-on meditation. It does not have to be full-on meditation. Just go into a space where you're doing some slow, deep breathing and then allow yourself to get those answers. Allow yourself to be in that space where that information is coming up. And just play with it as much as you can, and you're really, really going to enjoy it. You are really going to enjoy it. You are. You're going to have a lot of fun with it. And then all of a sudden one day, and it is just like being at the gym. It is just like being, the more you work this, the more it's going to come through, okay? And if you feel comfortable surrounding, some people think I need to protect myself. Surround yourself in pure white light. Call on only God and go from there. And start with yes-no questions. Don't start by trying to get the answer to the hypothesis of the universe. It's not going to work. Just start with yes-no questions and allow that to come.
Thank you.
I feel like you're going to be, you're welcome. I feel like you're going to be changing out in 6 months. Now, I want to clarify the changing out. You originally called about a work situation. I don't know. Changing out in 6 months, I feel like you're going to be changing careers in 6 months.
Yes, I say this. I always say it's a difference between a job, a career, and I'm going to take you one further. And there's a huge difference between a job, a career, and your purpose with passion. Now, everybody, this is the saddest thing about today's world is our young ones, our younger generations are not being brought up to understand they have a purpose and they should follow their passion, and then they're just lost out there. I'm going to tell you, you have a purpose. Every single person does. And as soon as you start focusing in on this gift that all of us have, these are our gifts at birth. Every single one of us is given every single gift at birth. We just enmesh into the physical world. Yeah, but it's a difference between a job, a career, and it is.
A huge one. So I feel like you're going to be changing in about 6 months. And I want you to call me back, and I want you to keep me posted on how you're doing.
Thank you.
And, absolutely. And I want you to play with this every day for like 15 minutes. You're going to feel like you have so much more energy and vitality when you play with it, because that's just bringing light into your life. So please do that and keep me posted. Let me know how you're doing, and just play with it. And if you keep playing with it and if you keep working with it, you will start to get guided on the steps you need to take and where you need to be, and you will be so happy for it, okay?
Okay, Okay, thank you. You've been so helpful. Thank you so much
Oh,
for your
thank
advice.
you. You're so welcome, and thank you so much for calling in. I'm really grateful I was able to talk with you today.
Thank you. Same here. You have a good day.
You too. Okay, while I go to the next caller, I want to remind everybody my newest book is out, so you can go to my website and you'll be able to find all of my books there along with my newest book, 631. You are next. How can I help you today?
Yes, I have a big question. I really don't like the position job I'm at now. I got called to be like a sub-lunch monitor. It might turn perm and then maybe into something else. I don't know if I should do that or work both jobs, but it's like I go to a bus monitor job in the morning. I'm off by like 9:45, then I drive back home, but it's like 17 minutes each way. Then I go back, so it's like 4 times a day driving. I don't know what to do, and I also applied to a company where my friend's quitting. She's going to put my name in, but I don't know if they're going to call me in the next day or two. She's quitting Friday. It's a job down the block, or should I stay where I am? And that's about it.
Oh, that's a bit. Okay, so what I feel like is, and I hear this term, you're going to go along to get along. You're going to do what you have to do right now, but in a month and a half, everything is going to switch up, okay? So here's what I'm going to tell you. It's approximately a month to a month and a half. Take all the work you can get right now. Whatever you get, take it now. This is the message I'm getting for you. Whatever work you can get now, take it. And as much as you, oh my goodness, excuse me. And as much as you can get, take it.
No, I get that, but the lunch monitor might be from like 10 to 1:30, and then I would have to run to the bus. But I don't know if I can get back to be a lunch monitor by 10 a.m. because I might not get back from the bus till 9:45 or 10 to 10. So then I would either have to do lunch monitor sub and have to go later, or I would have to just do lunch monitor and try to find another job, or I have to keep this stupid bus monitor job and go back.
Hello? Oops. I had somebody out working on my cable this morning, and perhaps it's not where it quite needs to be yet, but unfortunately I lost that caller. I'm going to go to the next one, area code 202.
Hey there.
Hello, 202.
Thank
How
you
are
for
you?
taking my call.
Hi, how are you? Absolutely. How can I help you today?
Well, I just wanted to say thank you so much for what you said earlier. I think that it was actually really profound. And
thank you.
Especially the asking why. And I stayed on the line. I found myself, like, you're right, we all cling to our own identities and defenses and often kind of run away and project a lot. So I really dug what you're saying, so thank you for that.
You are my people. I love you. It's my pleasure.
Yes, we are people.
Yes.
So, on to some non-profound stuff now. I'm calling because I'm just curious about my situation with someone that I'm seeing, and just, I guess, marriage or dating in general. I've always had issues, and I feel like what I'm running into lately, like I haven't dated in a while, but what I've always run into is these like very kind of creative guys who I'm kind of more traditional and a little scorpionic in the sense of like possessiveness and just traditional, you know. I like a monogamous one-on-one relationship. And I just keep running into these dudes that either aren't ready to settle down or they're just like, you know,
I'm going to tell
doesn't
you,
work for me.
In December, you're going to meet someone who is going to fit you like a glove. It's and when I use the word karmic, it's not bad. It's karma can be good. Karma can be good. This is like a connection that's been going through time and space. And in December, this person's going to come in, and it is going to be magnificent. It's going to be magnificent. I want to tell you that when this happens in December, you are going to have a lot of mixed emotions and mixed feelings about this situation, but you're not going to be able to help yourself, but try to stay strong enough to make well thought out decisions. Because sometimes, like when we hit this relationship where we've gone through space and time with this person, we feel so comfortable. We feel like we can just jump like we've been in it for millions of years already. And we have to still take those
That's
steps.
what happened.
Okay, so this person coming in December is more of a traditional type of person and more ready for what you're ready for. But just because they're traditional and ready, still take your time with it. Enjoy it. We only get the beginning of the relationship once. And those are when some of the most magical moments can happen.
Right.
Those steps that take us to the next step. So don't skip that. Don't. It's so important not to skip that, because that's what makes the foundation for everything else. So I'm going to say to you, the show has already ended, but I just want to say to everybody, I'll be back next Monday at noon for 30 minutes. If you didn't get through today, I'm so sorry. Please call back then. And I want to say to you, in December, you are going to feel like magic has entered. Like there's going to be like this little mystique, and you are going to know something is coming, and you are going to have a lot of kismet or synchronistic moments. Enjoy them. They're all leading up to something very beautiful. And trust your instincts on this one as well as your energy. Okay, love?
Okay. And so you're saying it's like this is a person that I'm going to be with, and I'll have to make some decisions and just stay calm about it, kind of thing. But it's good. Positive.
Okay, so this is a person that we have free will, we have choice. You can say you're not going to be with them, but I feel like you won't, because there's going to be so much kismet, so much magic going on. But I'm saying take your time with it and enjoy those. Don't try to jump to marriage right away. Don't worry about your 50-year anniversary when it's not even your second date. Okay, don't worry about, is this the one? Just enjoy the magic of those beginning steps. And because that's where we teach people how to treat us. And
treat us. That's exactly it. That's it. You're literally describing what just happened with this gentleman right now. It's like I got all excited about the early steps, and then I was like, wait a minute, well, are you ready to get serious with someone? And he told me that he wasn't. So then I'm like, whoa. All of a sudden, like, all of these walls just, like, come up, and I don't know whether to be friends with him or to just leave him alone. Like, I don't know.
You know what? You can let him go. Just let him go. Let him go do what he wants to do, and don't be frustrated by that. The fact that they're honest and not lying is a blessing. So you can move on to somebody who is.
Like, usually I would manipulate the situation, but he's like, I like you, but I'm just not. Like, I just got out of something,
Yeah, and you know what? Timing is everything, and the right person comes in the right timing and the right situation. So just allow that. Just allow yourself to know that. And I feel like December, especially, there's going to be something early December, but mid to late December is when you really need to pay attention. And you're going to find that this person is very in alignment with you, but it's so important for us to enjoy the beginning, because those beginnings and those magical feelings fade away after time. So take your time with that. Take your time with that.
Don't rush into trying to make him my husband, basically.
Right. Even if he is looking for something serious, don't start planning the engagement party or thinking, okay, when am I going to this? Just go, okay, we're both looking for the same thing. Now let's see if we're a good fit for each other. Because there's a difference between two people being ready for a serious relationship and two people that are kind of
right for each other. That's like the next level. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, make a good couple being ready. Mm-hmm. And don't sacrifice what you want just because somebody's ready. And the way not to do that is to not rush it and to hone the beginning of the relationship so it's a long-lasting, healthy relationship. Okay, love?
Thank you. I really appreciate that advice. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome, and have an absolutely amazing rest of the day, and I hope to hear from you again. Okay, there's the end of the show. Ran a little late today. I hope all of y'all enjoyed this, and I'm so looking forward to next week.